I'm doing something that I routinely do where I put on my sandals and I grab my shears and I go out into the garden, and then I set my shears down somewhere and I can't find them to save my life. So I'm on the hunt. Found her. I don't really have any plan for what I'm filming or what I'm going to talk about, but I figured that maybe I would just take you around my yard and show you what we got going on. Ooh, maybe do a little bit of trimming just because it kind of needs it and I've been kind of putting it off. You can see this tomato plant is really hung over. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't anticipate it to get this tall. I thought it was a dwarf variety and I was wrong. So now, it looks pretty bad, but it's a little late to salvage it in the year, and honestly, it's still producing. Oh my gosh, look at it. In my garden bed here. It's still producing pretty well, so I'm just gonna, it's a big truck. I'm just gonna let it go. Little okra. This is kind of the size I like them at. Any bigger, it's just, it'll be any bigger, the chomp just isn't there for me. I also, with my okra, they get really big. They look like trees, right? I kind of thin them a little bit so that, you know, they're easier. It's less likely that I'm going to miss some of the okra. So I kind of thin them a little bit. It's not super necessary, but I still do it, so. Here's that aftermath of pulling out some of that zucchini. Here's my little angel dog who has to be near me at all times. You having fun, Poncho? Huh? What a good boy. Come on, let's go. So that brings us in here. I'm going to do a little watering today. As you can see, there's a little bit of damage, a little bit of dead up here. I'm gonna pull this out. I don't think this is actually that plant. I think it was a different squash plant that was planted here. So hopefully, my concern with these is that they've been on the plant for quite some time. So this has probably been here for a month, and it's a squash, but it's this big. Typically squash grows really quickly. So I don't know. The leaves don't look too bad. You can see there's a little bit of browning, but I mean, most of them look pretty good. So I'm not sure. I'm getting a ton of Kajari melons, but I have an intruder and I have found a ton of them eaten. Got some over here, and of course up here. And if you look closely, I have one hiding out up here. So I'm just gonna leave her there until the end of the year. She's just waiting for me. Coco, get out of there. Come on. Poncho, get out. These two beds are the hardest. The dogs get into them the most because I just don't think they understand. But yeah, I have a lot of, I don't know if it's a bunny or a squirrel. It's just like a giant hole in the side where you can tell something pretty big has been eating it. I think there's one, this one. This is like mild damage compared to the others, but something has definitely been chomping on this. And I don't really know what. Here's my snake bean. As you can see, starting to get some coloration. It's really pretty. but she's pretty big. I have another one over here popping up. I have like a plethora. I've got Kajari melon, snake bean, and then there's 2 cucumbers up here. So they're all coexisting well. Also, look at all these. Literally it's August and this plant has been here since early June. It's really doing well. Like, there are some spots, as you can see, but it's just getting so giant. More cucumbers up here and cucamelons. Well, hi. Are we enjoying ourselves? My big babies? Hey, get out of there. This is all cucamelons. It has gone absolutely wild in the last month. It took them a very long time to get started, but now this is so loaded down with cucamelons. I honestly think I'm gonna struggle getting them out. Look how big this one is. It's crazy. Whoa! Man down. I have some, oops, there's my strap. Have some radish, I believe is what I put here. Oh no, this is kohlrabi. But yeah. Pretty good. So, I'm in the process of getting out the rest of this tromboncino squash. It just takes up so much space. And then I think most of this is peppers and then eggplant, but I think I'm gonna pull it all out. It's not that it's not doing well. It is doing pretty well, but I think I wanna plant some more stuff for the fall. So I might just say, you know what? See you next year. You want this? Oh, she does. I probably was gonna eat that raw anyways, so no harm, no foul. We come over to this bed. Now, whoa, I just tripped on a huge dirt clod. Who lets me out of the house? So this is where I really need to do the most work. Let's see if I can set you up here. So I'm gonna focus really on trimming down my tomatoes. There's a lot of blight. I'm pretty ruthless when it comes to trimming tomatoes. I haven't done it in a while, so it looks pretty bad. But basically, if you're a leaf and you have some spots and you're on my plant, it's your time to go. We're done with you. So, and then up towards the top where a lot of the fruit is, obviously I need to tie some of this down. Any excess leaves, they're leaving too. I don't want to take off too much. I want to have it, you know, some foliage. But if it's anywhere super close to the fruit, I'm gonna take it out. Just the way I do it, you can do it differently. And then this needs tied down. If I don't have any tie downs on me, I just kind of weave the top of the tomato through the fence and call it good. So when I have some more time, I'll come out here with some tape, gardening tape, and I'll tape it up to make sure it's really secure, especially with all the rain we've been getting. And sometimes I make a little mistake. I might cut off a tomato. It's not the end of the world. You'll get plenty more and my chickens will eat it, so it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And you might run into a caterpillar along the way. Cut his head off. Just send him straight to where he belongs. We don't care. So my camera overheated while I was outside, so I just kind of brought you in here, did the rest of my work, and then came in to finish up some things. that I need to do before I go back to work. I have some cucumbers that I've been soaking in water. After you pull a cucumber off the vine, you know how it can start to get rubbery or like bend after a day or two. What I do is I pull them and then I soak them in the sink. It depends. Sometimes I'm like, oh, just 45 minutes, and then I put them away. Or like yesterday, I put them in the sink and I left them there for 24 hours because I was too lazy to put them up. So they've been soaking overnight, and they're perfectly fine. They're all very nice and crisp. So I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator now until I have some extra time to can some pickles. If you are in the canning world, you know that there is a can lid shortage right now, at least in my area. I cannot find lids. I have plenty of jars, not particularly jars I want to use, but I will if I could just find some cans. I kind of like to, I mean, I reuse old jars obviously, but some of these I've had for so long that I'm like, I don't know, like, what's your shelf life? I don't know, you look a little rough. Like, maybe you're just a water jar now, maybe not a pickle jar. So I will, if I have to, I'll roll the dice, but preferably I'd like to find a couple flats of jars here soon, but I have looked high and low and nothing really. So I'm gonna put these up. I'm gonna cook lunch, and then that's it. I gotta go back to work. So thanks for watching. I know this is short, but I kind of want to get into the habit of sharing even when I don't feel like I have much to share, which is always. But yeah, this is what it's like to be a gardener. Some days you're drowning in bounty, and other days you're just playing in the dirt. So that's it. Bye.